We're joined today by Mark Diamond, who is the CEO and Managing Director of Antisense Therapeutics, ASX code ANP. Now, Mark, you've recently announced a change to the board with the appointment of a new chair. We've previously spoken to Charmaine Gittleson, who is obviously the ex-Chief Medical Officer of CSL. Can you talk about her appointment as chair?
Yeah, sure, Tim. I think the board recognised that where the company is headed into late-stage clinical trials with aspirations of being able to take our programs, through to commercialisation, and reflected on Charmaine's skill set, and her obvious, experience in global drug development, in registration of products, and in particular, her work in the rare disease area. It just seemed to the board an ideal, opportunity to make that transition and have Charmaine step into the chair role to lead us into this very, exciting and challenging period, for the company. So, it does, reflect, Tim, the mature stage of the company, and we're really fortunate, to have had on the board, someone, with Charmaine's experience to be able to have that smooth transition of chair. We're again lucky that Bob Moses, who's been chair of the company since 2001, will remain, director on the board through to our AGM later this year, but also be available to us as a consultant. So I know that Charmaine is very, very pleased that she'll be able to have the opportunity, as will the rest of the board, to continue to draw on Bob's, experience. So, we think we're, again, very, very lucky that we've had someone on the board, with that skill set, ideally timed, for where we're moving, moving the company, but still, the benefit of being able to draw on Bob's, tremendous experience, in that chair role.
Now, Mark, you've just released your quarterly results. What are the key highlights you want to highlight to investors, and what can they look forward to moving ahead?
Tim, it was a really busy quarter for us. So there was a fair amount of news to reflect on. The major focus of the company, of course, has been advancing its clinical plans for our drug H1102 for Duchenne muscular dystrophy, and we've been having interactions with both the European regulatory authorities and the FDA. So with the European Medicines Agency interactions, we have had recently feedback from their Paediatric Development Committee on what's known as our Paediatric Investigational Plan, which as part of that included our protocol for our planned phase 2B clinical trial that we want to run in Europe. So we received requests for modifications to that plan from the Paediatric Development Committee, or PDCO as it's known for short. And so those modifications were kind of within our expectations for what we anticipated the agency may require. And so we've now been working on our response, planning to submit that, and then anticipating feedback from PDCO towards the end of the third quarter, calendar quarter of this year. And soon after that, hope to be in a position to be able to submit our trial application. So that we've overviewed that in the quarterly. With respect to the FDA, we've talked to the fact that we had a successful Type C meeting with the FDA, and we saw positive feedback from the FDA on our plans for a phase 2B/3 clinical study. And what we also advise the market is that subsequent to those interactions at the Type C meeting, we've submitted what's known as a fast track designation to the agency. And we're expecting that we will hear back from the agency, because there's a fixed timeline on that for the response from the FDA towards the end of next month. So we're really looking forward to hear from them on this application for fast track designation, because we know that response generally brings from the market at least a positive response, recognising that that's the FDA validating your program as a priority program, for the agency. So that'll be very, exciting news to come through for us in the near term. Also, we announced that we've have undertaken a further collaboration with the Murdoch Children's Research Institute. You may recall, Tim, that we ran our initial clinical trial at the Royal Children's Hospital with investigators from the MCRI. So now we've announced that we've undertaken further animal studies with the Murdoch, investigating our antisense drug that targets CD49D in an animal model of Duchenne's. And we saw positive data from that study. We're anticipating that data being published. But what it's also done is it's set up for us a model or a system, Tim, where we can assess our drug AT1102 in combination with existing drugs that are on the market today, including those drugs that are designed to increase levels of dystrophin. So we think this is a really exciting, again, opportunity for us to be able to generate new data on our drug in combination with existing DMD treatments to show that our the combination improves outcomes for DMD patients. We're also looking at running additional animal studies in other models of muscular disease at the Murdoch, and we're also investigating a plan to investigate patient samples, blood samples. So we're looking at as patients come into the Murdoch that have got these muscle diseases that we're looking to target, to test their blood in some ex vivo systems that we have to be able to ascertain the likelihood of our drug being able to have a therapeutic benefit in those patients. So a real package, a solid package of preclinical data, which we think has a potential to add enormous value to the program. So that's very exciting. That work is projected to commence in this half. So it really is going to be a very rich period of news flow for the company this next 3 to 6 months, with feedback from the European Medicines Agency on our phase 2B clinical trial protocol, and with the prospect of moving forward with submission of our trial application. FDA fast track designation hearing on this, what we anticipate will be a positive outcome with the agency, and then, as I said, all this news that should emerge, through that program that we're running at the Murdoch. So yeah, I think a lot for our shareholders to look forward to, and it was really very, very pleasing to be able to reflect on that, with the quarterly that came out this morning.